I'm glad you've made it. I thought you were going to be late tonight. What's happening? Getting these worrying messages, thinking I'm anchoring on my own.
Well, do you know what? I've been off all week. I should be in Spain, as you know. I mean, we did the show last week. Should be in Spain. Had a week off, and I've ended up being busier than ever. So what I've tried to do is fit so much in today that nearly caught me out, really, mate. To tell you the truth, but we got there in the end. I'm here. I got my beer in as well, so I managed to get that in the fridge before we started. So I've got two beautiful IPAs today. I've got this Buckham Brewing Company, so I've got a session IPA, and I've got also that baby there as well. So I'm well stocked tonight. I've got a good bar going tonight. Got some Sierra tequila. I've got a drink ready for us as well, and you were on the Desperado.
Yeah, it's a bit like liquid diazepam.
Hey, before
we've got some nice Sicilian lemon gin as well, so I'm gonna try one of them later as well.
Before we carry on, what a great show last week! What a great weekend we had last weekend.
Yeah, it's really good. Thanks to Johnny and all the guys up in Leeds. Very hospitable. Enjoyed it up at the bar. First live show out. It was good fun. It was a bit stressful. Lots of things happening, and we were up there early. Great weather up in Leeds. Thanks to everybody: Geoff Davis, Johnny Barber, Matt Glennon, Jamie Dunning, all the guys up in Leeds. It was a real good thing, and we had a few drinks afterwards in town as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we had spot on barman as well. We got man-child there, Dan.
Dan did well.
He did. He looked after us like a star. We had a little bit of a a stressful moment before we went on air, didn't we? Could have quite easily gone wrong last week. It was sweating. Wasn't the word really, and it was a bit warm up there as well. It was 31 degrees when we were there last week.
Yeah, I think it was about 32 when we went on air.
Yeah,
we went up 3 degrees while we were talking about. Look, we said we were going to go out live. We've gone out live. Thanks to everybody who watched last week. Over 120,000 views again, which is fantastic. I know you're all back at work, and I know weather's nice, but lots of people who have joined us. Thanks again for that. Episode 19, Gary, of Barbers' Arms. 19 bloody weeks.
Can you believe it?
Well, I can actually, because you're looking back, the things that we've done on here and the things that we've announced on here, and the great followers that we have now on Barbers' Arms. I think it's been fantastic, and it won't be the same now. Can you imagine your weekly? We have a production meeting Wednesday. It's a big build-up on Friday from probably 4 or 5 o'clock onwards to come out live to everybody. Well, you all bloody appreciate it. And things are really moving now. We've gone from just a chat show where barbers and hairdressers join us in for a bit of fun. We interview some great interviewees to where now it's a proper chat show. Now we've got some educational things that we're going to talk to you about last night. So let's do official welcome to Barbers' Arms, episode 19, with my co-host, Mr. Gary Machin, co-founder and the main man at Rogers Barbers and RB Training, top man, who's had a nice week off as well, haven't you?
Yeah, fantastic, mate. We were supposed to, like the rest of the country, I'm supposed to be in Spain now, but we've tried to get out and about. We've done a few, supported the local economy, so we try to get out and about, a bit local to us. Going to try and get down to you and Jackie if I can over this next week as well, so we might surprise you. But yeah,
nice.
It's been lovely. The weather's been great as well. Things are changing throughout the country. They're not against beyond our control, if you like. There's a few things that we've got to stick to what we're supposed to be doing at the moment. We've got a few bits and bobs that we're going to bring up tonight on the old guidance has changed. That's another spot in the show. We got another drink. We got some great guests. And generally speaking, I've had a bit of a laid back week really from last weekend. It was stressful to say the least, our first live show that we said, but I think it was all worth it. It went down really well. Like you've just said, 117,000 views. So we're doing something right, mate. And we've had some great feedback off a lot of the shops. Loads and loads of offers. So we've got Andy Willis and all the crew down there in Bicester who've offered their services. And, you know, we'll be getting back to you. We've had so many offers to host the show live. We will be getting back to you guys, and we'll ask for some little video footage to check out some locations. But stick with us because we've had so many. But I mean, it's getting down really well, mate.
I think it has, and just an announcement tonight as well. Facebook's been playing up a little bit with Zoom today, so you can watch us on Facebook afterwards. It'll be on the usual Barbers Arms site for you to all watch that. But tonight there's a link there, so we are live on YouTube tonight. So if you go to the usual place where you go to watch Barbers Arms live, it'll show you how to click in. And I know lots of people are joining us now on YouTube, but that's where we will be tonight. Before we start tonight with some fantastic guests coming up, as Gary said as well, a massive announcement. Obviously with a show like this and the amount of views, over 3 million people have been viewing Barbers Arms since we started. We've got some great attraction from some big companies. And I know we've been talking to one in particular, which I'm so thrilled that they're getting involved with us. But tonight we'd like to announce our main associate sponsor joining us at Barbers Arms, no other than the company that I work for, which is the global brand leader, Wahl, Clipper Corporation, and now our official sponsors and our official associate partner here on Barbers Arms. So massive big up to Chris Barleycorn, who works in our marketing team, Tim Foss, who is our marketing director. They've actually put the money where the mouth is, and now officially Wahl are our official sponsor. So it's fantastic.
Unbelievable. I mean, I can't say too much about this because from our point of view, when we started this, it was just to help fellow members within the industry. It's grown into something that we never imagined, and to get a headline sponsor like that, Wahl especially, is just quite unbelievable. And we've got so many exciting things in the pipeline as well. It's just growing and growing and growing. So
talk about that tonight, guys, as well, because we've got some great guests coming up. So around about 8:15, we've got a great friend of ours, a great ambassador for the BBA as well. Mr. Erik Lander's going to be joining us. Do I hear he's joining us from his part-time job as well tonight? Is he an associate barman in his local cricket club?
Yeah, I'm quite happy or quite interested to see what's going on there. Either he's really struggling, or he's doing something for charity, or he just likes
Eric's charity. He'll not be paying for a drink. That is for sure. So we've got Erik Lander coming up about 8:15, guys, and we've got Gary's cocktail of the week, which is
we've got a mojito tonight. I mean, the weather has been unbelievable, hasn't it? It's been. I don't know where you are in the country or in the world at the moment, but in sunny Stoke, it's been absolutely sweltering all week. We've had thunderstorms, lightning strikes all over the place. It's been absolutely unbelievable weather at the moment. So, and we're sweating at the moment. I think it's about 26 degrees now at 8:10 in the evening. So it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's good. After we've done your mojito, we've got a local hero. We had a local hero. Unfortunately, he's got a few issues in his shop with a flood tonight. So but we've got Thomas Robinson joining us from Tom Barbers up in Dudley. So Tom's going to be joining us. And then our second guest for tonight, we've gone back to 2 guests tonight, is an expat who's now instructing his stuff over in Adelaide in Australia. So it'd be nice to catch up with him, see what he's missing about the UK, if at all anything. Talking about his past and his presence over there in Adelaide. I know it's about 5 o'clock in the morning for him when he comes on. So I do think he's going to be brave as well. He's going to have a beer with us as well at 5 o'clock. So he's going to have a slidey slope Saturday, I think, if he starts drinking at 5:30 in the morning. Sounds like a weekend with you, Gary.
Sounds like last weekend. No.
Did you get your breakfast roll last week? Did you get your breakfast roll when you went down to the hotel?
Oh, I couldn't believe it. You know, when we checked it, it was a quick check-in as well, because it was, it was rushed to say the least. But when they gave me that little bag of goodies on the way out, I was like, I've come down for breakfast. And they're like, there you go, Mr. Machin. And I'm like, no breakfast. And they're like, yeah, this is it. And I opened it in the car, and it was absolutely, actually, Crown Plaza, can't fool it. It was actually very nice, wasn't it? It had a bacon roll and
brioche. It was really nice. And I mean, we didn't have too much of a late night, did we? Really, we weren't rock and roll, but great to catch up with Joff, and our guest Matt Glennon decided to ditch his car in Leeds, which are always sensible, and ended up staying in the hotel as well. So these are the kind of things, hopefully, as well, when it gets a bit more safe to do so when we do go out, maybe once every 5 or 6 weeks, to a bar or to your shop with a bar. We can have a beer afterwards as well. So that's going to be really good and really interesting. Don't forget tonight, guys, we are on YouTube. You're about to catch it up on the normal channels as well afterwards. But to watch it live tonight, put your comments as well on YouTube. And you can get to that link if you just go into the normal British Barbers Association site where you'd normally watch Barbers Arms. That's where you can catch it up tonight. Now, Gary, before we start tonight's show, and we're going to keep talking about this, we've got 2 massive events coming up on Barbers Arms, which we're really excited about. And we've already had lots and lots of people register for this as well. So I don't know what the numbers are on the registrations for this, but we've had over 150 people already register for this day, which is fantastic, really, when you think about it. So the first education day we've got is on the 6th of September. Which is going to be really cool. Gary's going to kick us off with his BBA signature shave. And then I'm going to do some work as well. Looking forward to doing one of our new collections, which is the mode. We've got Michael Damiano, who is an Hall of Fame Afro Barber of the Year. He's going to be working on his Afro fade. We've got Erik Lander, who's going to be doing the razor rock cut. And then we've got one of my educators, Sam Campagna, who's going to repeat his front cover of Modern Barber, which is the Lloyd. And then to wrap up, we're going to get back into Barbers Arms for a beer, which is just like a normal exhibition if you've been working, where we're going to finish off. This is brand new as well. On the 20th of September, guys, we've got our 24-hour Global Education Spectacular. This is going to be big. Some of the top names as well that we've already got signed up, guys. Just look at this. Geoff Davis from Savills. We've got Sam Wahl from Sam Wahl. We've got the amazing Rick Roberts is going to be joining us on this education platform. Myself, Gaza's going to be there as well. We've got Jack Ludlow over from Escape in Norway. We've got Van Council, a past guest from America, who's going to be joining us. Anna Elliott from Wahl, China. Jay Ramos from New York. And we've got Paul Dare from Australia. And we've got Don Gigantes from Australia. Alim Akim from India. Christy Falconer from the USA. Jawed Habib from India as well, Andrea Raymond, David Walker, Corey Hull from America, and Erik Lander to join. And just to name a few, we've still got some big international names wanting to be part of the 24-hour Global Spectacular, which is going to be on the 20th of September. Now, it's important that if you're registering on the 6th of September or the 20th, you'll register for both days as well. So, as I said, we're just launching the 20th tonight. So if you are interested in that and you're registering to it, guys, there's a nice page there. You can go onto the normal BBA website, which is barbersarms.co.uk. If you want to send us an email as well, that's the barbersarms@britishbarbers.com as well. Lots of comments coming in as well. And lots of people have said to us about getting involved with us. And when we do these education things about being an associate sponsor or launching a new product, again, just send us an email. Obviously, Wahl's now joined us as the main sponsor. But there's lots of opportunities for companies up and coming to. This is a fantastic platform and fantastic audience. Where could you go where you can show your product off, where you've got, over a 10 or 15 week period where you get 3 million views? Unbelievable. So this is brilliant to platform and show new products as well. So, drop us an email or send into the BBA about being an associate sponsor with us as well. Very excited, Gary.
Oh, I mean, some of them names there, unbelievable. We've got more to confirm as well. So it's going to be a 24-hour event. It's free, everybody, as well. That is the main thing. We've got it out there. We've got supporters all around the world. So hopefully, whatever time zone you're in, we can actually service you wherever you are. You haven't got to get up in the middle of the night. But we are giving you this list of people who are supporting this event, so you can actually pick which ones. We're not expecting you to be there for 24 hours, but you can pick which ones you want to see as well. We've got them coming from all over the world, all different continents. So there's something for everybody there. And, you know, really, really excited. This is going to be the start of events that the BBA, we're in conjunction with Wahl on the Barbers' Arms. This is just the start. We're just hoping that we're going to kick this off and it's going to be a fantastic success.
You know, you're looking at that 24-hour. I always said to people, you know, when we used to go to exhibitions, don't go aimlessly at an exhibition just having a walk around, because you'll never see what you want to see. Look at who's exhibiting, plan out your day and map it. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic opportunity to look at either the 6th or the 24th, looking at times that you could do it, actually seeing and mapping out who you want to watch. If you want to flick across to New York, and I know we're going to do a global clock as well, so we're going to see the global clock, so you can take your timings and say, right, I'm going to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning because I want to watch Jay Ramos, or if you want to watch somebody in China, or if you just want to attach into the USA as well for that. So that's going to be unbelievable. First guest is in the house in Barbers' Arms. Gary, do you want to do the introduction?
Erik, can you hear us?
Yes, mate. How are you doing?
Oh, fantastic. Well, we've got Mr. Erik Lander from Corby. He's a BBA educator. I'm going to let you do your own little bio here because I'm not going to take your thunder, but we've got Erik Lander, who's been in the industry for over 30 years. He's an educator for the BBA. He's an educator in his own right, salon owner in the past. He's worked all over the world. Glad to have us with you, mate.
Honestly, mate, I'm glad to be here. It's I've been wondering why I haven't been on before now, if I'm honest.
Well, we keep all the best guests till later on. See?
That's exactly what I was going to say to you as well.
No, I mean, it's no secret. You're a great friend of ours as well. We've travelled, we've been around the world, we've worked together on numerous occasions. But for the people who are out there who don't actually know you personally, you know, we've got fans and we've got people all over the world that are listening in tonight and are catching this up. Just give us 2 minutes, a little bio of who you are, what you are, and where you've been.
So I come from a family of hairdressers. Obviously, you have known my mum very well and worked with her and so on. So my mum was a hairdresser, my dad was a barber. So I was very fortunate where I was trained in both skills from a very young age. I was brought up every Saturday morning when everybody else was watching the telly. I was in the salon, dragged up from the age of 4 years of age, sort of there. So I've lived and breathed this industry kind of all our lives. Education has always been my passion. I managed to get a job with Habia as one of their part of the Habia skill team. I also work with Goldwell as one of their educators. So I'm actually Goldwell's longest standing educator, and I actually think that Simon worked with them, and I took over when Simon left to go with Wahl. So yeah, and I then also joined Habia. So from an education point of view, to me, I wanted to understand and wanted to get to where the pinnacle of education was, and ultimately it was certainly within the UK with Habia to write the standards and be part of the company who kind of governed and ran the industry for the better. I worked my way up through the skill team, became their education director, and sort of ran the skill team with Jackie Holian. And as I say, just kind of worked my way through that, but have always been really passionate about education, and my kind of real passion again is barbering as well. So with the British Barbers Association, again, I could see what they stood for when they started, and when the industry started to kind of get finally the recognition that it was actually entitled to and deserved. As I say, I was fully behind the BBA to kind of push that forward and, you know, become known as the governing body for the barbering industry within the UK. And subsequently, it has then kind of gone more global, and, you know, we obviously work internationally through there. And I also have Erik Lander Education, which I work with different companies, i.e. BBA, Goldwell, and so on, to pass on education and just basically give something back to the industry. I was fortunate enough as well to work with Sensei shears in America. Again, I know you use these shears as well. Just fantastic scissors. They were the original designer of all of a lot of the ergonomics which we benefit from today. But they're an unknown gem, really. So to me, it's all about education. That's what my passion is. But I still work within the family salon 2 days a week, every week.
Perfect.
Good.
So, Dan,
you okay?
How are you, my friend?
Well, I thought you were in a pub tonight. Why are you not having fucking
was,
technical difficulties, are you? What's wrong with you?
Honestly, talk about retard with the whole iPad thing and everything else. I had everything there. It was all set up 20 minutes ago, background done, the whole lot. And yeah, here we go.
Oh, well, you look like you're back at cricket nets, don't you? You know them blanket cricket nets where you stood.
Well,
the ball comes and it's in a minute. Boom. Out.
I'm actually looking at the cricket club in front of my window now. But
Sure.
anyway,
We'll let you off with it.
First of all, cheers.
Cheers, what are you drinking?
It's San Miguel.
Good.
Good, Alf. Have you got any shorts there with you, Eric?
Yes, I have. What shorts do you want?
Whatever you want. We're just going to have a little tequila, aren't we, Simon?
We've fucking hell. Do it every week to me. We've got the old patron.
Right.
So we're not messing around tonight. We've got the proper patron mules, as they call it.
20 seconds.
Oh dear me, Gary. Look, and I'm not kidding as well. He's always right to be sat at the office, to be fair. Messing around. I've got a great joke for you both in a bit as well, by the way. It's the first time I've told it. It's a long one, but I'm hoping to get it. Cheers, everybody.
Right.
Good.
Cheers.
All the best.
It's a lemon gin. So I'm going to have a little swig of this.
That's proper out. That's big time, that, isn't it? Out of ball. Hey, you're not after Gary's job, are you?
Hey, he's not usually like that. I'll tell you a few stories about him in Dubai, the lightweight, to tell you.
Yeah, Ross has just mentioned my tequila's not gone down. It has, Ross. It has gone down. Read what it says on this feed here. Simon Shaw, superstar. He's not messing around, you know. I could have done 2 bottles of tequila. I just don't like to tell people about my drinking habits. So, Eric, you've been watching Barbers Arms. I know you've been a fan from day one. It's great to have you on, mate. We don't look at you as an interviewer. You're part of the team anyway. Looking forward to having you on the 6th of September and also on our global one. Have you seen the lineup for that? It's absolutely massive for the 20th.
All I can say is I'm honoured to be part of it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
Honestly, it wouldn't be the same without you, mate, honestly. But just quickly, you know, you talked about education, but at the heart of your family business, it's all been about the service to the client. How's it all been with the COVID and everything else? How's that affecting the business at the moment?
Yeah, do you know, well, as of tomorrow, obviously, I'm sure you guys will speak about it and so on, about the whole masks and everything else. It's been bearable up to now. We have had exactly the same situation as most people, I think, who are brave enough to be honest on the internet and, you know, social media about things being, we peaked. So we did basically 3 weeks, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. We were open, getting the clients in, and we knew that we were going to complete our client base halfway through the 3rd week. So 700, 800, 900 clients were getting done. And then we knew there was going to be a lull before the 4th week kicks back in again and the cycle. So we've been exactly the same, I think, as most people have found. But as I say, thankfully, we're back into the cycle again now. It is a little bit slower. We still have free appointments there. I think there's probably still people not happy about things being, you know, fully back. Yeah, it's just something that we're going to have to go with, really.
Good. Eric, so you've watched Barbers Arms. We've got some questions to ask you, and then we're going to finish off with a little profile on Eric Lander. You're looking nice and trim as well through lockdown. Have you lost a few pounds?
Yeah, so if I'm honest, I've made the most of lockdown because we moved to a new house in a country park and stuff, but it was an old house with a full renovation. So over this last sort of 12 months, I have learned everything: plastering, plumbing, electrics, done a full rewire. But do you know something a bit wanky, but my real passion's gardening.
Well, I was just going to come on to that, Gary. I think I mentioned this on one trip. My son was playing for Leeds United, and they were up at Corby Town playing, I think it was at Ajax in a pre-season friendly. And I phoned Erik about 20 minutes out of Corby one Saturday morning and said, come and have a coffee in his garden, like a little park. It's beautiful. You and your missus were out there having a cup of tea. So it's all good.
Yeah, as I say, it was great to see you and so on. But as I say, we've moved to somewhere, and the garden now is enormous. But it was a full jungle, and we've got a digger in and just levelled the whole lot. And if I'm honest, okay, so this whole lockdown, I mentally, I think, have struggled, and it has made me realise what the relationship you have with every client that you have gives you and makes you who you are. And I, as I say, went fully into, took a bit of time off work, into the house renovation, and I could be here on my own. Apart from working the 2 days a week in the shop, I could be here on my own for weeks. And I've realised, especially since lockdown, that we need people, we need company, we need other people to keep you sane and so on. And yeah, I know, yeah, I've struggled.
I struggled after 2 days, Erik, if you want me to be honest with you. I fucking struggled for about 117 days now. So it's not took me 2 weeks or whatever. There's only Gary knows every day that I've moaned. I phone my boss up at Wahl every day. Please, let me do it. I'll do it. I'll come in and clean. I'll wear one of them ET suits that you wore, you know, when they were taking him out. Fucking get me back to work, please.
But do you know something I haven't missed? I haven't missed the delays in airports. I haven't missed the 12-hour flights. I haven't missed fucking jet lag, not a chance. Do you know something?
Yeah, you have, because you haven't shared rooms with me and been on the beer. You've missed every bit of it.
After watching Barbers' Arms, I'm just praying that the random questions that Simon comes up with are, tell me a funny story about somebody that you know.
Well, we've told plenty of episodes about you and Gary coming up to see how the other half live when you came to my nice hotel in Dubai. Gary had said he didn't know smelt as nice, me or my missus. But Gary smells as good now. We've got him sorted out. So, Erik, moving on with your first question. I've never asked this question before on Barbers' Arms, so let's just see how we go with some of these. Some of these are a bit deep for you, pal. So, buckle up, seatbelt in. We're not messing them out tonight, are we, guys?
No.
Episode 19, let's fucking go for it. Erik, growing up, some people don't ask us this because we're very privileged in some of the chances that we've had in life, especially in this position. But growing up, what were your dreams and aspirations?
So at the age of, 5 years of age, all I wanted to do was sell birdseed at Trafalgar Square. And
Sorry?
I wanted to sell birdseed at Trafalgar Square.
You've been watching too many old movies, you have, I tell you.
Yeah, I remember I was 4 or 5 years of age, but I inadvertently got into this industry purely and simply because my mum and dad had a thriving business, and my sister was not going to get it all. So I came into it as a Saturday boy, and then realised that it was full of women, and they loved male hairdressers. So yeah, there it went, and have gone through there ever after. But what I can say is, from things that have been fortunate for me, it was my mum. My mum was fully into education, always has been, and forcefully kind of, made us go through all the different courses and qualifications and everything like that. And that ended up giving me the grounding, I think, to be the educator that I am today. And I think I'm a different educator. I'm not the same as what you get. I look at things differently.
Okay. So birdseed's a bit different. I don't think you'd ever go out of business actually in that Trafalgar Square. Fucking birds everywhere. I dare anybody to walk down with a bag of chips in Trafalgar Square. Honestly, I'd rather deliver papers in Beirut. So, Erik, is there anything that you think you've missed out on in your career? Is there any part of your career you think, I didn't get that opportunity, or I didn't get a chance to work there, or for that company? Is there all that you think you've missed out on?
No, I don't think there's anything I've missed out on. I'll kind of put it in a different way. And this was something that my dad said to me when I was very young. And he said to me that the talent that you have is wasted because ultimately I don't think you want it enough. And if I'm honest, I think he's right. He was right, because I don't want the fame, I don't want the stardom, I don't want the awards and so on. I think the enjoyment, I think the passion for me is standing in front of a class, and when you see that person get that light bulb moment where they have actually finally understood something. And again, that's where my education, that's where I kind of look and deliver education differently, because my sort of tagline is that you can go to a lot of places and they'll teach you how to do a haircut. I'm not going to teach you how to do a haircut. I'm going to teach you how to cut hair. That's a completely different thing.
So there's no, you know, you're looking at it, there's no that you think sometimes, you know, I'm not saying it's because, you know, I look at my career and think sometimes would I change things, would I like to relive things, but sometimes there's things that you think, did I miss out on that? And I know things I think I've missed out on, but it's nothing to do with the industry that I'm in. And you know, I think I don't know about you guys, but I think I missed my chance potentially being in football or making it as a footballer. But I think then I'd have gone into football management and be a fucking multi-millionaire. Not talking to you two clowns tonight. Be sat on a fucking yacht. Very dark there, by the way, Eric. Can we have a light on? We can't see you. It's a bit
there
dark,
you go. It's getting darker and darker and darker. What are you doing?
That's it. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
He's on furlough, isn't he? He's saving on the lights.
Good lad. Guys, as well.
We can't afford electricity as well.
You know, another question I have for you, Eric, as well is, we're going to come to some quick fire questions at a minute, which builds a profile on Erik Landry. You'll have seen us do this before on Barbers Alphabet.
Yeah.
To you both this as well, to you both, because you've both travelled a lot together. But Erik, first of all, what is your go-to music to lift you up? Because we're going to ask you a bit later what's your favourite music, but what music do you go to? Driving in a car, putting it in your ears, putting your Alexa on in your kitchen. What music do you go to lift your spirit, to get you in the mood for summer?
Dance music. So, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I used to be into a place called Passion in Colville in Leicester. I'm sure there'll be a few people that like it. And again, dance music and all the festivals and all that sort of stuff. But again, just a time in my life when I had a fantastic time. And if I'm kind of, and again, exactly this. So in my car at the moment, I've got 6 CDs, Bob Marley, Stereophonics, Paolo Nutini, The Oldies, which is a compilation of things such as Son of a Preacher Man, John Denver, the Beatles, the Eagles, and so on. And Jerry Cinnamon, he's the one I'm into at the moment. But if I'm going to a course and I want to be, right, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to rock, let's do this, something like Pearl River or Synesthesia or something like that, dance music.
I bet you've got the Spice Girls as well in there somewhere, haven't you?
Oh, well, wait a minute. I've watched every episode of this, and I don't know how many times fucking Simon's mentioned Wham, but trust me, I know every word of every Wham song going.
Yeah,
Wham.
of course. I've been to see Spice Girls live with my daughter, Brittany, when she was about 10, 11, Sheffield Arena. I absolutely loved that night. It was fantastic. They were absolutely unbelievable. I don't think I've got them on any play tune. Got a few questions coming in, Erik. What the fuck is Erik driving a car that still uses CDs? I don't know about that one. I think that's come from Ross Miller. And a 6-stack of CD as well. That'll be kind of good.
Erik, before we go any further as well, I know you've met quite a few of our guests that have been on before in India. You know, we haven't shown the video, but You look pretty trim and smart at the moment, but what about when you were working in India and you had the rollers in, you know, the haircut where you had to, you know, you had to have your private stylist do your hair for you before you went on?
Oh yeah, I had to straighten it every morning before we went out. Yeah.
That was straightened. I thought you were wearing rollers.
No. That's one of those times when you think to yourself, when you know you look in the mirror and you go, fucking, you have nailed it. Boom, done. And you walk out the door, and you meet Trevor Spencer and he goes, and Chris Foster, and he goes, right. And that was it. I was like, fuck. So, and it's at that point you realise your hairline's too high to have like a bit of a longer sweeping fringe and like a fucking 20s boy band look. So yeah, I've accepted who I am, what I am, and I've got a receding hairline, and that's it. So
I know you feel, pal.
I don't think I'll be growing my hair again till the next time.
Yeah, I was just going to say with the level of humidity out there as well, I don't think that was the best look to go for either when you were trying to Bollywood dance either.
You can't choose when you grow your hair, can you?
And by the way, it wasn't Trevor Spencer you were with, it was Trevor Stud. That's the old job.
Oh, there you go, Trevor Stud.
How dare you? I mean, man, do you know Trevor as well? You know Trevor's new nickname that I've got for him, by the way? I know he's listening in. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning in Australia, bless him. He gets up really early as well. Show's getting bigger, so he's having to get up at he goes to bed at 10 on a Friday night, gets up about 1. Grumpy as shit, to be fair to him, when he gets up. But he comes round and he wants to talk to us. But Trev's new nickname is Email Trev. He sends us about 5,000 emails a week. Honestly, I think I'm his bitch sometimes. I think all I'm doing is forget my job at Wahl now. I'm Trevor's new PA. I'm his new assistant. Trev, the email, is watching now, and he'll be sending me a little message now saying what's all that about. Erik, for when he's on to quick fire questions.
Simon, have you seen his haircut? It's started to grow back a bit now.
It looks nice. I liked it actually. I thought it was really good. Tonight I saw him. This morning, me and Gaz went on. We always go on about 15, 20 minutes before, and it looks good. He's a smart guy, anyway. I loved my time in Dubai with him, and hopefully we're going to meet up there. So, Erik, if you won lottery tomorrow, what would you buy? What's the first thing you'd buy?
A new car, I suppose. I don't know.
Oh, to replace the one that has CDs.
CDs, yeah.
A new car. Okay. Gaz, just again, time flies on here. We've got Gaz's cocktail coming up in a short while. And guys, we've got Erik Landry in the house. You're going to see Erik join us on the 6th of September on our first education day. Erik's going to be joined with myself, Gary Machin, Sam Campagna, Mick Damiano, and Erik himself. We're going to be starting off our education on the 6th. And then on the 20th of September, we've got our 24-hour global expect. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. As Gary said tonight as well, it's all free. We've got lots and lots of people who signed up. Geoff Davis, Sam Wahl, Rick Roberts, myself and Gary Machin. We've got Jack Ludlow joining us from Norway, Van Council from America, Anna Elliott from China, Jay Ramos from New York, Paul Dare from Adelaide, Damakisas in Australia, Alim Akim from India, Christy Falconer, one of our educators in the US, Jawed Habib from India, Andrea Raymond, top of the morning here from Ireland, David Walker, Corey Hull from America, and our guest tonight, Mr. Erik Lander, will be joining us on our 24-hour education. This is going to be absolutely fantastic in association with our brand new associate main sponsor, Wahl Clipper Corporation. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Going to be good.
Do you know what, Erik, as well? I know you speak to Rachel on our barmaid has gone missing in action tonight. I'm not very happy. I wasn't very organised tonight. I've had to get everything ready myself. She's upstairs sorting out. She has picked me up from work, and but she's gone missing in action. But I know you spoke to Rachel earlier on. All that's gone in your career and everything you've done, and we've travelled, we've done whatever we do, and everything else. What's the one thing in the future that you'd hope to achieve, or is there anything missing that you'd love to do now? Is there anything that throughout your career, you've been a salon owner, you've worked in Australia, you've worked all over the place, because you moved to Australia and then came back, educated. What's missing? Anything missing that you'd like on your bucket list?
Yeah, so we're talking global now, and that is that one of the things that I find within our industry is that from an education point of view, people think that, you know, to become a barber, it's about doing a skin fade and this, that, and the next thing. And everybody knows that there's more to it than that. But again, there's even more to it than that. And at the moment, I'm currently kind of working on bringing to life the head sheets that I use when I do my education. So when I teach, I do about an hour of theory first of all, and it's understanding contours and graduation and stuff like that. And once people understand how to cut hair, they realize that cutting hair, whether it's male, female, it's about geometry. That's all it is. And if you understand how to do that, you can look at a haircut and you can expand it out and see the angles that your fingers go in, and it gives you the key to cutting any haircut on any type of hair. And because of this lockdown, I think it's thrown everybody towards the direction of the internet, more online learning and so on. And I'm currently working with a guy that I've worked with for many years to bring to life. So basically what I mean is, a flat sheet that I would use to show a head sheet will be brought to life in a 3D dimensional education thing. Yeah, so that going global, because once people have that fundamental education, the standard of barbering will become higher.
Do you know what? I honestly thought you were going to say, I'd like to be a fluffer, or I'd like to go on the piss for, you know, a world tour or something like that with me and Simon, and then you come out with that. I'm like, I'm never ever asking you a question like that ever again. I tell you that's you've disappointed me now. You have.
Oh no, I can't believe I've disappointed you after getting that thing out your eye when we were in Dubai.
Well, that a tear after spending the night with me.
Well, that's another story. That's for another time, that is.
Yeah, that is.
Eric, coming towards the end of the interview, mate, we've got Gary's Cocktail coming up, guys. We've also got Paul there joining us from Australia. Expat, he's going to tell us all about life in Adelaide and his career in Australia as well. And we've got one of our local heroes tonight, Tommy Robinson. We're going to go to Tom's Barbershop up in Dudley. Finishing off with Erik Lander. Eric, quick fire questions. Favourite music?
Stereophonics.
Stereos. Good, like it. What's your favourite film?
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank. Nice one. What's your favourite drink?
A long vodka.
Vodka. You need to have a night with me and Gaz again. What's your favourite food?
Chinese.
Do you know, we've got very similar taste here, Eric. Let's see if the last one seems the same. Who would you like to... So we've got Erik Lander. He's sat, here we go. He's listening to some Stereophonics. He's watching the Shawshank Redemption with Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. He's having a nice long vodka and he's having some Chinese food. Who would you most like to do that with?
Maliki Weatherall.
Maliki and translator. Got you. Here we got Miss Erik Lander, great guest again tonight, enjoying his Stereophonics, watching Shawshank, having a nice long vodka, having a nice chicken chow mein, and he's sat there with his Irish buddy, Maliki, over there in Northern Ireland. Erik Lander, thank you for joining us on Barbers Arms. Great guest and a great mate of ours here at the show, and to me and Gaz personally. All the best to you, bro.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure and an honour, guys.
I was going to give you so much more stick tonight, but we are so professional, and you are in your local cricket club at the moment. So we'll leave it there. Lovely to see you, mate. Thanks for giving us your time and on the show. I'll see you soon.
Somebody
Erik,
tells me
ladies and gents.
so I've got more.
Gaz, we were nice and tame with him tonight, weren't we?
Oh, we could have crucified him, couldn't we? You know what I mean? But he's a great mate of ours. I love him to death. And but you know, when you've got the mic, it's one of those, and you can the power of the mic, as you say, when you're on stage, you can kill people. But we won't do that to him tonight.
No, he's and it's like you can always tell when we get a presenter on as well at Barbers Arms, the way that they speak, and you know, no question phases them. They've always got a great answer, and I think Eric's watched us from day one as well. He's always on the feeds watching us. Don't forget tonight, guys, you need to watch us on YouTube live. Facebook's playing up a minute with Zoom, so go to the usual site and it'll direct you and tell you how to get on and watch us live. Gaz, over to you, mate. Cocktail time.
Well, this is, I don't know if this is one of Eric's bag, but we've got, perfect for the weather at the moment, we've got a mojito. So got a nice glass with some fresh mint in there, had it out the garden. So we're going to actually beat that up in the bottom there. So here we go. We've got to bruise it so it brings all that flavour out of the mint there. So there we go. We've got some white rum, 60 ml of white rum. So we're going to throw that in. We're going to throw this over some ice as well. We've got some ice in there. So we're going to throw that in. Just break that up a little bit as well. So we like it nice. So it's giving us a little bit of room there for our other ingredients. Then we go for some brown sugar. Now, this is a bit controversial. Sometimes people like brown sugar, white sugar. I like brown. In Spain, they do the best mojitos in the absolute world. So we've got that. And then we got some lime juice. So we cut the end off a lime. Fresh lime juice there. Just squeeze it in. Push it in there. Fill it up with some more ice to the very top. Give it a stir. We've got a nice lime wedge there. I'm going to just push that around the rim as well. Just finish it off with some more ice. Fill it up. Give it a stir. And then we're going to go and finish it with some fresh leaves on the top there. And there we have it. A perfect mojito, absolutely lovely. Sugar to taste if you like some more in there. Absolutely beautiful. Perfect for the weather we're having at the moment. It's very hot. When I don't know about Simon, and I know he likes different drinks from me, but I like tasting something different or local to where we are. So every time we go somewhere, or we try and tailor the drink to where we are or what we're doing or the guests that we have on. But for at the moment, the weather for mojitos is absolutely delicious. So good health, everybody. All the very best. I know there's a lot of people out there that are watching us in the States, North America, Brazil, and Australia, and all around the world. We have lots and lots of comments again. We've got all the girls in Canada that we've worked with in the past. So all the best to you guys out there. We've got a few things coming up in the show later on. So we've got our local hero coming on in a minute. All the way from Dudley, we got Tom's Barbershop. Also, we've got more news on what we're going to be offering from the BBA. Everybody out there, if you want to join the BBA, it's free to join. You've just got to register. You get all the information sent out to you every week. We get Reader's Digest and everything that's happening within the industry. So you'll be up to date with everything that's happening on the Barbers Arms as well. So I've got my co-host back from his little comfort break there. You all right, mate? You're back?
Well, I don't know how you do it. You must be wearing something that relieves you, because I have to do it. And I know we've got a busy show tonight, so Trevor just messaged me saying, if you're going now. Tell you, I'm his bitch.
Yeah, well, I've just said we've got a mojito on it. I know you quite like long drinks or whatever. And it made me laugh when Erik came on earlier. He's a lager top man, he is. When he says vodka long drink, I've never seen him drink one of them in my life. You know? He's a lager top man. And when I see him, I'm going, when has he ever ordered a long vodka? I've never heard that in my life. I'm going to give him some stick. When you were paying for all the drinks in Dubai, he never ordered a long vodka, did he?
No, I think if he'd known how to pick it tab up, he'd have definitely had a few long vodkas that night. I think we've got our first guest that's going to be joining us, our local hero, tonight as well. So it's been a great feature of the show, this, for people to showcase our local heroes. This show's all about the local heroes as well, people who physically are our life and bread in this industry as well, whether it's education or the life and bread of our clipper company as well. At Wahl. So we love doing our local heroes as well, which is great tonight. And I think we've got Tommy Robinson, who's going to be joining us. Thomas Robinson from Tom's Barbershop in Dudley. So
yeah.
Tom's going to be joining us in a minute. What's your mojito like, guys? We've got a few flies in here, to be fair, tonight. It's red hot, by the way.
I know, it's been unbelievable. I mean, I think it's 32 degrees when I got in the car this morning when going out, and you know, we've had a few changes at work and different things. It's supposed to be my day off. I've been off all week and still going into work. What's that all about? I know you
like Simon Cowell on steroids,
but the mojito, love that. We have a jug of it. When we've got a great bar in Spain called Tito's, and they do the best mojitos in the world. Here we go. Are you there, Tom? I think we've got our next guest.
Thomas, can you get your volume on for us? Your sound? Think you're there, Thomas? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you?
Yeah, really good. Thank you.
We can just see inside of your fingers a minute. Oh, there you go. You got your own branded T-shirt as well. Me and Gaz as well are wondering, everybody who comes on with their own T-shirts from their own barbershops, you've got to send me and Gaz one.
You can have one if you want.
Yeah, we'll have one. We like to get all these T-shirts in for his summer breaks. You know, Gaz has got about 25 houses all over the world, so when he goes on his vacations, he likes to have different T-shirts promoting different barbershops. So don't forget to send Gaz his double XL and me a standard medium.
Excuse me, mine's a medium. You're the double XL.
Yeah, well, I'll send you both of them then.
Good. How's it going?
Yeah.
Go on, Simon.
Oh, you're all right, Gaz. Go on.
Oh, thank you very much. Tom, how's it been? How are you, mate? All right?
Yeah, it's been good. It's just great to be back.
Fantastic. I know you're an accredited BBA salon, and can you just give us a little walk around? Let's have a look at.
So there's the workstation. Just keep showing you my fingers.
Looking good, mate. So how many barbers have you got working there?
Just me and an apprentice at the moment, but obviously we've got 4 chairs. There was 3 of us not long ago, but COVID let a few people left. Yeah, so big waiting area, but obviously we've gone all appointments now, so that's a bit redundant.
What's the shirts on the wall?
Mighty Lincoln City.
All right.
Yeah, so I think we're playing Barnsley next year, aren't we?
Why did you get promoted?
Oh, no, you didn't. You stayed up, didn't you?
Yeah, Barnsley stayed up, mate. So, sure we might join. What are you drinking?
Corona.
Corona. It's been a massive popular drink, Corona, over this. It's ironic with its name, but I think it's been massive, actually. I know they keep sending me and Gaz a crate each to keep promoting it.
Tom, I know we met before and everything. So you've just talked about your business. You've just lost a member of staff. So how's Corona changed how you work or what you're doing at the moment?
Well, losing staff's actually probably helped us. We've just gone to appointment system instead of walking in. It's been nice actually. We've changed, so instead of being a really kind of rushed atmosphere, we've made it more of a service. Clients have seemed to prefer that. It's a lot more relaxed atmosphere. So there's been some real positives out of COVID, to be honest with you. Obviously, we had a great rush. It slightly slowed down, but it's allowed us to focus on training my new apprentice. So I just try and be positive with it all, really.
I think that's a really, really good thing from your point of view. You know, I think people forget how positive and what a value an apprentice is to the business. I'm glad you brought that up. So you haven't furloughed your apprentice, you've kept him on, you're still focusing on training as well. And I think that's a big answer to a lot of people out there, that's the first thing they cut. Oh, we're not taking an apprentice on this year, or, you know, we'll furlough the apprentice, we're not keeping him in work. They're a massive, massive help to what we do, and they add to the business as well. And I think that's something that needs to be pushed, and they need to be looked after as well. I think I take my hat off to you, mate. You're a man after my own heart for that.
Hey, Gaz, Tom, just turn us around. What's on your big screen?
You boys.
There you go. We've got Barbers Arms live in a barber shop, which is what we love to see. I know Steve Bain always got us on in his shop because he's working late. Lots of barbers tonight watching us live as well, which is fantastic to everybody. Just finishing off with you, Tom, as well. What's your favourite clipper?
Wahl Senior for me.
It's very popular, the Senior, isn't it? It's a beautiful clipper, but most people have come on this show, barring Bleeding Pauline, go straight to the Wahl Senior as you go to clipper. It just seems to cover everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like the weight of it. You feel like you got a clipper in your hand.
Yeah. I always feel when I go out with Gaz, I've got top weight on, I've got a drinker in my hand, and I had to control him last week in Leeds. He wanted to go disco dancing about 11:30, but I managed to get him back to the hotel where we had one quiet drink, and then we all fell asleep at table. That just shows his age, though.
Don't believe a word he says, Tom. You know, you've seen us out.
I believe every word of it.
I know. He's terrible. Tom, it's been a pleasure, mate. Your salon or your barbershop looks great. What time did you finish tonight? Have you had to hang about too long, or?
No, I finished at about 6:30, went home, put the little boy to bed, and then came back here, tidied up, get ready for tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic. Pleasure to meet you, mate. It's always great to see grassroots local barbers doing really well. Wish you all the best, mate. Fantastic. Lovely to see you.
No, thank you for having me. Cheers.
Thanks, Tom. Keep watching Barbers Arms, pal. Love
Yeah.
having our local heroes on, Gaz. Nice to have Erik Lander on tonight as well. Eric's going to be part of our lineup on the 6th of September and our global 24-hour, which is going to be on the 20th of September as well. You can join in. You can link into that as well on our website, which is the barbersarms.co.uk. You can sign up for our education, following Gaz on his Instagram, the British Barber Simon Show, Wahl on my Instagram. The website is barbersarms.co.uk, which you can catch up on all the last 19 episodes, and the podcast is on the website. Also, as well, if you want to drop us an email for future events, for sponsorship, for anything that you want to get involved in, email is thebarbersarms@britishbarbers.com. There are all the sites that you can get us on. We're really looking forward tonight. Earlier in the show, we announced our main sponsor, which we've been excited. We've kind of kept it a secret. We've been negotiating for about 4 or 5 weeks, and I have been negotiating with the guys because obviously I'm working from home at the minute. It's fantastic to have the company that I've worked for the last 22 years as global artistic director, to have Wahl on now as our main associate sponsor. So it's been an exciting week, Gary.
Oh, unbelievable, mate. I can't put this across too much. I mean, the fact that we've got Wahl on board And it's quite funny though, because working with you all the time, I feel like we've got this affinity anyway, and you know, we work at shows and different things. But to actually have an actual sponsor, I know. I always class you as Wahl anyway. You know, you are the man, you are the face of Wahl. But for have the deal to go through from above as well is just having your backing is great. But having that actual sponsorship it's quite unbelievable. It's great. So.
Well, I think with the amount of views that we're getting as well, and you know, as I said, over 3 million people have viewed us over the last 19 weeks, which is a massive thank you to everybody. We used to each show in the early days mention everybody who were joining us. We had a really nice clique of 20, 30 top fans, but it's gone on so long now. You know, we've probably got 70 to 100 top fans that join us every week. So to mention everybody, we won't get anybody who's interviewing, but you know, you all know who you are, and you've all been there from day one. And me and Gaz just love having you and seeing your names pop up on the feed. It's fantastic that you do that and watch us every Friday, and hopefully we can keep entertaining you on Barbers Arms. Our next guest, Gaz, is an expat who's been over in Australia for 20, 30 years. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got to say to us tonight, talking about all things in Australia, things that he misses in the UK, trials and tribulations of relationships, and hopefully we can get a little bit more insight into Mr. Paul Dare and find out what's happening. Now we've got some good questions ready for him.
I know. Well, I mean, to be honest, I've never met Paul.
Me neither.
No, so he's a newbie to us. I know he comes from South Australia. I know he's from Adelaide. He's won any award that's worth winning. He's an innovator tool-wise. And other than that, I don't know too much about him. So he's really into his education. He knows his stuff. He's done everything he can possibly do. And I don't actually know where he actually comes from in the UK. So hopefully we'll do a little bit of digging, see where he's from, see what team he supports, and you know, what took him down under as well. So hopefully,
it's a bit like being at Boozer though on a Friday night, isn't it? You know, on a Friday night you get people coming in who you've not met before, and you have a drink with them, find out a little bit more about them. G'day, mate.
Paul, are you there?
You got your volume on, Paul. Press your mic. Paul, can you hear us?
Paul?
It's a long way down in Australia, you know. We could do with them. Can you hear us, Paul? Paul, if you have a look at your little microphone, if you press that, that'll get you onto the audio side of it. Oh, I'm saying that he can't hear us. sat in his bar in his salon. I can see some luscious coffee cocktail at 5 a.m. in Australia. Can you hear us, Paul? Well, we'll keep talking, Gaz, while we get Paul on his audio. Hopefully, we can get to him.
Do you know the sign language for switch it on?
It normally works. It normally works. Hopefully, we can get Paul on.
Paul, are you there?
I'm here.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic!
Paul, welcome to Barbers Arms.
I'm a long way away.
Well, you've not. I'm glad you've got a Cockney voice there, mate, instead of one of those Australian voice. Where's that just come from? I've gone from Cockney into Australian. Welcome to Barbers Arms, pal. Are you okay?
I'm fine, mate. I'm fine. A bit early here, but I'm fine.
What are you drinking?
Well, I thought I'd go the espresso martini, mate.
Oh,
love it. Love it. Love it. We've had some fannies on from Australia, you know, who have joined us at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Trevor was sat there with his flask of coffee. Trevor, you need to take a note of what Paul's doing. At one point, I think when we get to our first year anniversary, Trevor's going to join us and he's going to be doing exactly what Paul Dare's doing it. True or dare. And he's matching up to it. Bro, how long have you been in Australia?
I've been watching you boys, and you're all there boozing away, and I thought, well, got to join in.
How long have you been in Aussie? Well, give us a quick bio about yourself.
I came to Australia in 1980 for a holiday. Stayed 3 weeks, had a great time, went back to UK, came back in 1985 for a working holiday. Back in 81 for a working holiday, then went back to the UK and I came back at the end of 85 to live here. So, and I've been here since the end of 85.
So Paul,
35 years. 35 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where are you from originally then?
I was born in Teddington, Middlesex.
Okay.
Grew up in Surbiton, Surrey.
So were you hairdresser, barber in the UK and then moved, or did you learn your trade over there?
I was hairdresser in the UK.
Okay, perfect. So you're in South Australia. You've got, how many salons have you got? Have you got the one salon or?
I'm down to one now, yeah. I'm trying to focus more on education. So running the business was fun. Having more than one salon was fun. But I'm trying to put it back and work on education. I've just finished shooting Cut Like a Masterclass, which we hope to put to market next month. I've been educating for 30 years, and I just really enjoy it. I just love giving to the industry. That's given me so much over the years. You know, I've had a great time, fantastic time. Been to many countries, toured in many countries, won plenty of awards, and I'm just now throwing it all back into the industry.
What awards have you won?
No, we've got Hairdresser of the Year, 3 of them up there. People's Choice Award, we got Hairdresser of the Year over here. Ambassador Award for the industry. Bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. I got 3 hairdressers of the year. They're just bits and pieces. Fair play to you, man. And you're in your salon. For the viewers that's watching and going to watch this in the week, please share as well, guys. We've got Paul Darren at the minute from Australia, expat. But you're in your salon right now, aren't you? That's not a bar. It's a bar within your shop.
Yeah, well, you know, I like a drink, so you've got to bring it into the salon, haven't you? Really, you know.
Paul, honestly. I've worked in Adelaide as well. So you're actually based in Adelaide, are you?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
So we're gonna have to meet up because Trevor's over there, our producer, anyway. So that's the type of salon I like to visit anyway. So we're definitely gonna have. You ought to see him where he put me up as well. I won't bring it up. I'm not going to say anything, but we worked over in Adelaide and. It was a very, very different place where he put me up. So we'll talk about that off air anyway.
I need more of that. But we do actually serve alcohol to the clients. So you know they come in and we get them tippled and they'll do whatever you want, Paul, and that's the way to work, I reckon. But the salon's a fabulous space to work in. You know, I just twist you around a bit. Have a look.
Oh, looks beautiful. He definitely isn't on Hindley Street then.
No. Oh, is that where you stayed, is it?
That's where he put me up, yeah.
He put you up. He put you up in the Crazy Horse, didn't he?
No, just across the road.
So how many staff do you have working there, Paul?
We got 6.
Right.
So yeah, we were at one stage about 18, and now I think the industry's changed somewhat. So we're down to a smaller number, but it's a tight little team where we're generating the same turnover that we were doing when we had that number. So we're more that.
I think from a business point of view, you've been in the job a long time. I don't think bigger or more is best, is it? Sometimes, you know, if you've got a cool, you know, tight team that are performing really well, that's the way to go anyway. Are you still working in the salon yourself? Are you still working days in the salon?
Yeah, I'm doing 4 days. Well, Tuesday, half day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3.5 days. But I love it.
Salons didn't really close in Australia, did they? But I think from what we can gather from some of our Australian guests, it's been still quiet, hasn't it?
Yeah, in Adelaide, we've been super safe. We had a big dip in April. Everyone got scared with COVID. Everyone hid away. So it was very quiet. There was hardly any traffic on the street. But South Australia have dealt with it very well. We've had no cases. When they shut the borders down, we had a lot of Victorians come across who were infected and brought some of the COVID back into South Australia, but we've jumped in it again and we've got it clean. So we're super safe here. You know, it's a really great environment to be. We didn't shut the salon for a minute. Some did. Some were scared that they were going to be infected or were going to infect and said, no, we're not going to work. We had the highest levels of sanitation you could imagine. You walk into the salon in the morning, it smelled like a hospital. There was so much disinfectant going around the place and, you know, a mask worn if necessary. So we were social distancing. We've got a big space here, so we'd have 80 people in here if we like, but we don't get that many in one here.
Yeah. From our point of view, we've worked very closely with the government and standards, and we've done a lot of work. And I know yourself, you've been involved with the standards in South Australia. Were you president of the fellowship, or were you involved in?
Yeah, I was involved with the fellowship when it first came to Australia. I was vice president. Benny Tognelli was a president, and I took over from Benny, and I was a president for a couple of years. But that's a while back now. That's 10 years ago, I reckon.
Is it still a similar infrastructure to the UK fellowship?
No, well, it was associated with the British Fellowship. We were under the British Fellowship's guidance. We ran by British Fellowship's rules and guidelines. Then I passed it over. And then it just didn't get off the ground enough here. They couldn't get enough. They needed enough members to make it work, and they just couldn't generate enough members. But in my time with it, it was fantastic. We brought out some great acts from the UK, predominantly under the fellowship banner, and it was sensational. I think my favourite show was Trevor Sorby. You know. The man was always an idol to me. He was always up there on a pedestal. He was the demigod to me when I was growing up as a hairdresser. And then as a president of the fellowship, I ended up sitting down with the man one-on-one over dinner, which was just incredible. He put on an incredible show. It was just mind-blowing. So my time with the fellowship was fantastic. But yeah, that's a while back now.
So has that not carried on? Is that something that hasn't carried on or not?
No, it hasn't carried on, mate. No. It would be nice for it to have carried on, but it didn't. You know, so when I stepped down, I passed it over, and yeah, they lost momentum. So it was just.
Did you watch the show? Did you watch the show when we had Errol on a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I know Errol.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Really good guest as well.
My eldest daughter lives in the UK. And she's a fashion stylist, and she does a lot of work with Errol. So I've met him several times, and he also came over as a fellowship guest. And
I can remember him coming over to Australia.
Yeah. So no, terrific guy. Yeah, I did watch that show, that particular show. Yeah.
So, Paul, you've been there 35 years. I'd always ask any expat, what's the main thing that you miss about the UK, if there's any?
Oh, you have to say family. You know, all my family's still there, you know. My mum, my brothers, my sister, their children. So you do miss the family. At this point of time in my life, back then, I was having too much fun. You didn't think about it much. But now, as you're getting a bit older, you miss that a lot. And good English beer.
Speak to Gaz about that. He's a connoisseur.
Yeah.
Gaz, over to you.
I felt like that when I was in Adelaide as well. That was.
And they always say, "Why do you drink warm beer?" I said, "I don't drink warm beer. You know, it's like it comes out the cellar over there. It's not warm. They don't put it in the microwave or anything. You know, it's like But you don't get the good ales that pumped out of the cellar. You don't get that. There's some terrific beers here now, some amazing boutiques brewing some great stuff, you know, but it's still different. So that's probably one of the big things. So as soon as I land at Heathrow, I go straight to the pub.
So
we're same.
That's debatable as well in Heathrow as well. I don't know if I agree with that, but anyway. But when you actually went out to Australia, you did your training, you said, in the UK.
Right.
What's the difference between us and the UK now? Do you travel back much or not?
Yeah, you know, I'm supposed to be there next August, but I don't know if that's going to happen. No, I'll get back there a fair bit. I was very my journey through the industry has been very privileged, in my opinion. I can look back in hindsight now and say, well, okay, when I went to become a hairdresser, it was very disappointing for my father because he was an engineer. Said to my mum, just pull back for the other team. And mum's like, yeah, I don't think so. And his opinion of a hairdresser was someone that stands behind a chair and that's it, you know. But he got behind me in the end, and we went to one of the local salons, walked in, and I got an apprenticeship. And I didn't know, did I walk into a good salon, a bad salon? Did they do good training? Did they do bad training? I didn't know. You know, I just wanted to be a hairdresser. And I walked into a salon run by a guy called John Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
And John had 4 salons and a school. So I went once a week to his school, and he happened to have Sassoon educators. And there was a guy there called John Kahn. And yes. John was my educator, and a guy called Bob Richardson was my mentor. But John, I thought, was the biggest prick in the world because he was so hard, you know. It was just, but he was methodical, and he taught me how to cut hair really well using the ABC system from Sassoon's. And I thought I was the bee's knees then. I thought I could do anything. The best bob, the best graduation, the best layers you could imagine. I was king of the scissor. And Trevor changed my world in 1980 when he did a haircut called the Wolfman. You remember that? And the Wolfman, that blew me away, and I'm like, holy crap, that's just amazing. How the hell did he do that? And I got his video on the Wolfman, and he cut it with a razor. When I wasn't allowed to use a razor, I was only allowed to use scissors. So I questioned my education then. I went and bought a razor. I got mates in. I did some awful haircuts with the razor because I'd never used it before. But at the end, with perseverance, I could use it really well. I could cut the Wolfman. I went, hang about. What a great tool. What a great tool a razor is. Then I went, okay, I'll go and get some texturizing scissors, and I'll use my clippers a lot more. And I used all my tools, and I used all my techniques, and I had this infinite possibility of haircuts then, you know. So I put it back to Trevor. He just opened my eyes, took my blinkers away, and I was off, you know, and I was trying everything. And when I look at the education system at the moment, a lot of kids are coming out of school and they're just learning how to do 5 haircuts rather than how to construct a haircut. So with all my education, after winning awards and then saying, well, you can go on the road, Paul, and you can teach for various companies, I needed to shake the industry to sort of say, look, it doesn't matter what you use to cut hair. It's really important to understand how to cut hair. So I needed something that was going to make people call me a dickhead on stage. So I started cutting hair with a chisel.
Yeah, I'm going to come on to that because you invented this product, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, it sort of evolved, mate. It was, I needed something to go on stage. I'd do a series of haircuts with straight blades, texturizer, razor, clipper, and I needed something else that I could do to show them I know what I'm doing. So I thought, what's sharp? What's used in a sculptural fashion that I can put to industry? And I thought, well, I use chisels to make statues, and what I'll crack it. I'll go and get a chisel. So I got a chisel. It was an English chisel. In fact, it was about that long, and I sharpened it, and I started cutting hair with it. And then I was at the Sydney Expo using it. And then there's a guy called Tim Payne, unfortunately passed away now, who runs a company called Excellent Edges, who manufactures scissors. And he came along and he said, no, I can get you a beautiful chisel, Paul. He showed me this beautiful Japanese chisel, which is just happened to have one here, you know, which is this one. So I started cutting here with that. And then, no intentions of selling it, I just wanted something that was going to shock the industry, saying, you're a dickhead, cutting it with a chisel, you bloody idiot. But the more I used it, I realised that I was using it in a way that was different to my other 4 tools. I realised that there was a texture on the hair that I couldn't get with my other 4 tools. And after 5 years of touring around the country, doing my Cut Like a Masterclass, I thought, well, maybe we should come up with something that's going to be more industry friendly, because that tool, we had to sharpen it with a stud. So you'd have it next to your client, and every 10 chops, you'd have to sharpen it on the stud, and the clients thought it was a bit odd. But it was lots of fun, and it shocked them, and it was like, it created a lot of publicity for us. But it was just terrific. So then I went on this journey of industrial designers and getting industrial designers to create me something that gave me the same sort of finish. And that was just driven by industry. I didn't think I want to invent a new tool for the industry. I just wanted to say to the industry, it doesn't matter what you use to cut hair, as long as you know how to cut hair.
Yeah.
And then we came up with this one.
Okay.
So now this is a lot easier to hold. It's very light, it's balanced. I've got disposable blades on the end. And what I do is I chop hair off with it. I don't actually use it like a razor. I actually punch it through the hair, and it gives me the nice fractured texture. So that's been another journey I've been on, which has been lots of fun. You know,
and you're joining us as well, aren't you, Paul, on the 20th on our Global Education Day? Is that right?
Am I? Okay.
You are.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're on the list. We've got some amazing names that you'll see just popping up in a minute. But on the 20th, and it's great for our viewers who's going to watch this tonight and over the next week as well. We have 3 times winner of Australian Hairdresser of the Year, Paul Dare, with us at the minute. But on the 20th, our 24-hour global education, we've got the amazing Geoff Davies from Savile Barbers. We've got Sam Wahl from Sam Wahl. We've got the award-winning Rick Roberts, myself, Global Artistic Director of Wahl, our main sponsor now here on Barbers Arms. We've got the Director of Education for BBA, Gary Machin, Jack Ludlow from Norway. We've got Van Council, I'm sure you know him, Paul, as well, from the USA. Anna Elliott from China. Jay Romas is joining us from New York. We've got yourself Paul there. There you go. From Australia, we've got Paul. Dan DeCasas from Australia. Alim Akim from India, got a massive following. We had nearly 500,000 viewers when we had Mr. Akim on our show. Christy Falconer from Wahl, USA. Jawed Habib. Andrea Raymond, top of the morning to you there, Harry. Get your clippers there, sharpened up, Andrea. David Walker, if we can get him out of his bar in his back garden, from Scotland. Corey Hull, who's going to be joining us as well from his new place in California. And Erik Lander, one of our guests tonight. That is our 24-hour global extravaganza, sponsored by Wahl here on the Barbers Arms in association with British Barbers Association. So yes, Paul, you will be joining us on that day. And I bet the viewers didn't know how many times you've won the Hairdresser of the Year. So that's another plug for you guys to actually get us to watch on the 24 hours, Gaz.
Yeah,
I can't wait to watch him. He's going to be using a chisel. I'm sure he will be.
I will. I'll do that.
Do you know what though? You know, Paul, I think you've done most things in your career. You've been all around the world. You've done everything. You've had salons, education, innovator as well, and you've mentored quite a few. I've just had a message off somebody in North America, Wallace Barlow. He said you were his mentor. I don't know quite where he met you or wherever, but you've obviously travelled around.
Chicago. I met Wallace in Chicago.
Do you know Wallace then? Do you?
Yeah, I know Wallace. Yeah.
I've met Wallace. I worked with Wallace in Atlanta quite a few times. Lovely kid, lovely fella. He's a great guy. But do you know Nick Arogia as well? He's a monk who's working in New York. Do you know Nick?
I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. Yeah.
Well, he's another guy who's really, really into his razor cutting as well. So, but hopefully we're getting him as well.
Paul, I could ask you this. Sorry, Paul, just got a quick question I want to ask you that we because obviously we like to build profiles about people, but it's something I've never asked anybody again on the show while we've been here. In your years that you've done it and all the awards you've won and a great lifestyle that you've probably created through hairdressing and barbering, but have you ever thought about changing your career at any point? Has there been any moments where you thought, this is not for me anymore, I want to be a chef, or I want to be I don't know, a joiner or a plumber or a bricklayer?
Well, no. I like to dabble in lots of other things. You know, I love cooking. Absolutely love cooking. Would I be a chef? I don't think I'd enjoy it in a commercial environment personally, but I love to cook. A lot of the salon I've done myself, and I just love getting my hands dirty as well. So but to be a builder, carpenter, you know, I've made furniture, not really, but for my own pleasure, love it, you know. It's been a great industry, mate. I mean, I came into it because I was creative and I love women. You know, and where would you go? You know what I mean? It's like it's been a fantastic industry, and it's looked after me, and I'm now going to do my best to put everything back into it. And so, if I'm changing, I'm not changing, but I'm evolving more into education. And as I say, we've just shot 5 days of a masterclass, which we're in the edit phase now. Just me delivering my journey and the way I view the industry. I think there's evolution, and I think the way that I was taught back with that Sassoon philosophy, I've evolved that and tried to simplify that and try to make things a little bit quicker and simple for kids to pick up and understand. So that's my next big journey, is going down that pathway of giving the world Paul Dare's form of education. So it is a little challenge, but it's still industry based.
Paul, if there was one thing, or perhaps two at a very, very push, there's two things to somebody coming into the industry, what would be your number one, number two pieces of advice that you would give them?
That's a good question. Do the research on the environment you're going to go into. And don't walk into a salon without understanding what the salon stands for, you know, which is what I did. I walked in, I had no idea what I was walking into. And we asked apprentices the question, you know, who are there here? I don't know, you know. So if you're going to get a position, you need to know. Hello, we gone?
I'm here.
Oh, there you go.
We're still here, but
he has enough of that question.
I think he's been shot by a sniper.
Yeah. But yeah, do your research. You know, understand the environment you're going into, and be passionate. Don't expect. A lot of kids now. I ask them the question also: how long do you think it's going to take you to become a hairdresser? And when they say 3 months, I'm like, well, you know, sadly, no. It's going to take you at least 5 years to understand that the foundation aspect. You know, so do your homework on the industry you're going into, and do your homework into the talents you're going to go and speak to try and get an apprenticeship.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, because people want, I think especially younger person coming into the industry, they want everything instant, don't they? Instant food, instant coffee, instant education, instant recognition. What more?
Can't do it.
You know, I don't think that happens, you know, where they want to go. But I think it's really, really good advice to know what business you're getting into, where you want to be in life as well. But saying that, Simon, I think we're due for a shot, and I think.
Well, I'm only doing a shot. Paul's an Englishman, so he needs to take the martini in one as well to show everybody the strength of that. He's still got it over there, because you know I think everybody thinks over here it's still Castlemaine and Foster's over there. I'll have a little bit of Patron. Rossi's not.
You can't even get Foster's and Castlemaine over here, mate.
I bet you can. No.
They should.
Cheers. Anyway, let's have you on with us.
Good health. All the very best, fellas.
can't do me tequila tonight. It's not happening. It's not
Is
happening
that
tonight.
Patron?
It's Patron, yeah. We've been drinking that all the way through these 19 episodes. So I ain't done too well. I ain't got too much of a drinking habit. Yeah, tonight I'm not having the tea. It must be because the Desperados are quite sweet. So
I'm
they're a
on
bit
that.
like
maybe
diazepam as well. So they're
tequila. But that
Paul,
was John Paul Jones George's. That was his product, wasn't it? The Patron.
yes.
From Paul Mitchell.
Yes. Yes. I think it was our Canadian guest Evelyn that term, and she pointed that out. So yeah, you're correct. Paul, you've been watching Barbers Arms. You're going to be starring on our 24-hour global thing, so you know what's going to come up. We're going to get some quick fire questions to you to get a little bit of profile on Paul there for our viewers. Don't forget you can watch Paul on the 20th of September on our 24-hour global platform. Paul, past 3 times winner of Hairdresser of the Year. Over now 35 years in Australia, but he's one of us as well. So, Paul, what's your favourite destination?
Oh, I'd have to say, depends what you're doing for it. Probably London.
Yeah, I'll go with that. What a city. What's your favourite music?
At the moment, I'm listening to yacht rock.
To
Yacht rock.
Yacht.
Yeah, like a boat.
Yeah, I got that. What is yacht rock?
Oh, it's sort of 80s, mellow. It's really cool music, you know.
After this show tonight, I'm gonna download some yacht rock.
You do it. Just ask Siri, give me some yacht rock, and she'll give it to you. It's just really nice music I grew up with, you know. And I found that out from a guy called Rob Lowe.
No, I'll definitely get it. I always ask when we're interviewing everybody from Australia, but Neighbours or Home and Away?
None. Coronation Street.
Trevor, have a read at your feed. What's your favourite drink?
At the moment, red wine.
Anyone? Do you like this one? Do you get that? Crimes.
19 Crimes. No, I'll show you another bottle, mate. You get the gold of this one.
What's this one? Oh, nice.
It's called the Oddball.
Oddball.
It's a great variety called Separavi, made by a guy called Hugh Hamilton, oldest winemaker in South Australia. Absolute cracking, big, bold red wine.
I like a red wine when I'm eating, but the only red wine I can drink socially would be a Malbec. I kind of just get on with that really well, so it's kind of nice. So red wine's your favourite drink. What's your favourite food?
Mine. Probably curry.
Your own curry. Okay, Paul there. Fantastic to have you on Barbers Arms, mate. Let's give a little profile. Paul's sat in London because he's from England. He's been over in Australia 35 years, but he's a Brit. He's one of us. He's listening to some of his favourite 80s yacht music. He's not going to watch Home and Away because he'd rather be tuning into some Coronation Street. He's having a nice glass of expensive red wine from his own bar. And if he's having any food, he's going to be cooking his own favourite curry. Paul Dare, you've been a fantastic guest again tonight on Barbers Arms. We can't wait to watch you with your chisel on the 20th of September. Viewers, if you're watching, please share. But from us at Barbers Arms, Gary, over to you. Paul, thanks, man.
Paul,
Thanks,
you've been a pleasure, mate. As soon as we're back or we're allowed to, travel again, sure, we're going to come and see you in Adelaide with Trevor as well. It's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll book your accommodation next time.
Yeah, not Hindley Street, please.
I'll go on Hindley Street. Paul there.
Very much.
Mr. Paul there down in Adelaide. It's been very early for Paul as well, 5 o'clock in the morning there, drinking a nice coffee martini. It's been nice talking on. Gaz, isn't it great when you've not met somebody before, which I've not met Paul before, and if I'm just watching at home now and looking at all the education we've coming up, I'm signing up. I will watch. Obviously, I'm going to be part of the 20th of September, but I'm going to be watching. I'm just going to have like loads of Red Bull around me and Lucasades and stuff. Just going to watch it. I want to record it. I want to keep watching it back. I can't wait, guys. Watching this, viewing this, listening to our podcast. Get into the 6th of September. See some of the stuff that's happening then, but then get to the 20th of September for the global 24-hour show, and it's going to be unbelievable. You've got people from China, you've got people from New York, you've got people from Australia, you've got people from different parts of America, you've got award-winning hairdressers from the UK. Some of the top names in the barbering industry are going to be joining us on the 20th of September. I mean, we've already got other presenters that's asking to get involved. We've got hundreds of people queuing up to be part of Barbers' Arms to get interviewed. But this 20th, I cannot wait. And just interviewing Paul there, I'm really looking forward to watching. I didn't know he'd won Australian Hairdresser of the Year 3 times. That's like all the famous. You know, you look at some of the people here in the UK that's won it 3 times. Trevor Sorby, you know, Nikki Clark, and some top names. So I'm really looking forward to watching Paul. Some of our Instagram accounts coming up there: Gary the British Barber, me, Simon Shaw, Wahl, and the barbersarms.co.uk. You can have a look at all our stuff if you want to email us as well. Getting lots of people coming in, getting involved, wanting to get involved in having banners and getting involved to launch their products on Barbers' Arms. Now we've officially made it that we are sponsored by Wahl. So you can email us at thebarbersarms@britishbarbers.com. That's all the information that you can give us. But get signed up. We've had over 200 people now signed up for our education, Gary, which is going to be superb. I really think, you know, we've got maybe 2 weeks for the 6th, maybe 5 weeks for the 20th. I reckon we'll get 5,000 people coming in on a global education.
Do you know what? It's quite unbelievable, but how you know, when we bring people together like this, as you've just said, you know, I've heard of Paul, but I've never met him. And then when you hear of what he's done, what he's stood for, how far he's come, you know, originated over here, it's quite unbelievable, isn't it? You've travelled well, you know, that's your job, to look for new talent, to actually commit and find people that will use the brand. I'm out there for pushing the BBA, and education is our thing, but it's such a place. The world is such a small place, but it's not only that, it's the interesting people and what they've done, and it's just quite unbelievable. But we want to get the best of the best on this channel, or on this on the 24-hour thing as well. If people are involved, it's just great to be there. But I think with a lot of people out there as well, the main thing is it's free. It's there. It's for you. You just got to register once and you can get on there.
It's unbelievable. And I know with things with exhibitions this year that's not going ahead, some of the stuff that we've got happening here at Barbers' Arms, there's going to be other potential things happening later in November, which is going to be absolutely massive as well. But I think just to get involved now on the 6th and the 20th, it's very important for you to get involved. Like Gary said, it's free of charge. You've already seen some of the biggest names in the industry. And we could probably get as many presenters on the 20th as we could, because there's loads of people queuing up saying they want to be part of it. I mean, this is episode 19, and Erik had said tonight, you know, he's been wanting to get on since day one, so he's had to wait 19 weeks just to get on to be interviewed. So it's just a testament to our producers, and Jackie, Trevor Stud and Jackie Olean are coming up with Barbers' Arms. Obviously, they're sat at home now thinking what a fantastic thing they've created, and great to have our main sponsor on Wahl as well. And it sounds weird to me. You know, you said it earlier. I work for Wahl. I've really missed everybody working down there, going in on a weekly basis. I know I spoke to our business development director, Anthony Edwards, great guy. And Anthony has been going in the last 3 or 4 weeks, 2 days a week. And he said to me last night, he travelled home. He left the office at 1:45 yesterday. He didn't get home back to Cornwall, till about 20 to 10 last night. There was an accident on the M25, so it took him 6-7 hours to get home. That's the only thing I don't miss, is being stuck on motorway. But everything else I miss terribly, so I can't wait to get back. And I'm going to be doing my filming on the 6th from our academy in our Stirling House in Kent. So I'm going to be doing my filming from there. I know you're doing it from your Rogers Training Academy, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, are all the guys doing it from there? No,
because they've got other commitments on that day as well. So to fetch him in, and again, we're very, very tight on the social distancing and all the new rules at the new place at Wahl as well. So where people don't need to travel in, we're not. So Sam's going to do it from Alternative. Michael's doing some filming that day, so he's going to be on at 1 o'clock. So just me. But after that, then eventually we get some normality in 2021. All the stuff on BBA will go through the Wahl Academy.
Just coming from that, I mean, from your point of view, I don't like asking you sometimes because I know you're not back at work. I know you're not back to normal, and a lot of the country is getting back to normal now. There's certain sectors and parts of the industry that aren't. But from an exhibition and training point of view, where do you think we're going at the moment? Where do you think that's going at the moment?
I've been very controversial, and I'm going to be, so, I'm not going to hold back here. I'm going to say it as it is. We have a massive, great relationship with Professional Beauty at Salon International. We've had a great partnership with Barber Blades being the main sponsor. We have massive stands at Salon International. We have a great affinity with Professional Hairdresser up in Manchester, 3 main shows in the UK. So for me, they're my cup finals. So not to have any cup finals this year, and then taking all my traveling away abroad, it's been like out of body experience. But I've had to be professional and carry on and become proactive, and to be very productive through meetings, through Zoom and stuff. And Barbers' Arms has been one thing that I can look back in my career and think, from being sat there and thinking, what am I going to do, to having the opportunity to get on board and then to grow it. And hopefully I've contributed with the ideas that I've come up with on Barbers' Arms, that we've made this show now to we've had 3 million views. Where do I see it going? I would like all the exhibitors who set up exhibitions. I heard this right. The Charity Shield was going to be a test pilot to letting a few thousand people in at Wembley for Liverpool, the Premier League champions, and Arsenal, the FA Cup winners. They play the Charity Shield. And it was going to be as a test pilot to let so many people in, 20,000 in a 90,000 seat stadium. And they've pulled that for safety reasons. So look at some exhibitions that normally get 30 to 40,000 visitors over a weekend. Say, because of COVID-19, you're going to drop that to half, to maybe 17,000 people. If the Premier League and the FA aren't going to allow 20,000 to go into Wembley, how are you going to run we made a decision weeks ago that it weren't going to be right for our brand. All I'm saying is I think we have to look at 2020 as it's done from that point of view. We have to come up with a new way of doing stuff. And some of that new way is going to be around for a long time. And for the better. Better. But I see that some of it's going to be, a lot of it's going to be like we're doing on the 6th and 20th. It will come back. We're going to be doing seminars next year. It'll be different. It'll be slower. It'll be less people. But I think by end of 2021, if we've all done the right things, we should get back to normal and have controlled this. We should have vaccines already by then. And I just think people have got to stand up. And, I'm glad what we did in April, May time. We made a decision by all the heads of Wahl and said, some of the exhibitions that we've got booked this year, we're pulling out because it's not right for our brand. You guys all listen and watch us. You packing around our stages. We throw T-shirts in audience. You're all over each other. We can't do that. So we can't do our shows how we'd want to do it for you. So we pulled out from a brand's point of view. And I'm not saying that's right for everybody, but I think from an industry point of view, we all have to take a stance together. And together, we would all be stronger. No point 2 or 3 mavericks going off and doing stuff. Let's all do it. Let's all stop it. And next year, come back bigger, better, stronger with exhibitions that we're all involved in. Nobody's lost the shirt over. No one's turned up and ended up not being able to do what they've done. And we're all better for it. Let's not follow people. Let's lead people in the UK. Let's make the presidents and say, fuck it, we're not doing that. We're going to do it this way. We'll be better next year for it. And that's my view, guys.
I think couldn't agree more. I think from a government point of view, I think that leads really well into how we finish today, and about government guidance that was changed yesterday comes into effect tomorrow. As of tomorrow, we all have to wear visor and mask to actually work, and all clients have to wear a mask as well. We can do from the 15th, we can do shaving, but when it comes to high risk areas, they can remove the mask. So we can do shaving now, but I think everybody needs to know the government and the powers that be, which is usually trading standards that are usually doing this and doing all the testing, they are coming around and seeing and looking at our industry. So please don't let us down. Please don't give us a bad name. We've all done the right thing, I think, hopefully, in the past. The one thing is that they are checking on is how we check in and keeping people's information. We're all disposable. If you aren't disposable, it's definitely a new gown for every client. But the main thing is we need visor and mask as of tomorrow, and you should be doing that. But we are being tested. We've had, in our local area, we've had one barbershop closed down for constantly, flagrantly not using the guidance. So they are out there, they are going to do things. I don't want to finish this on a negative, but we all need to do the right thing. Simple as that.
Definitely. We've done so. Everybody's done so well, and I always take the lead from you. I know the financial input that you guys have put at Rogers to make sure that all 6 branches have got disposable stuff. You've had a massive financial commitment that's come off your bottom line as well. So I think a lot of barbershops who are just trying to cut corners, as from tomorrow, it's visors, it's masks. Clients have to wear masks. You can do facial treatments, but you have to be very, very careful. And let's get rid of it. There's still spikes everywhere. Trust me, you don't want to be. We need a good 4th quarter. We need a big, big lift in this 4th quarter. We need the economy busting. I mean, has anybody tried to book a restaurant as well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Fuck me. It's absolutely unbelievable. So I opened up for it to Barbie or Hairdressing, where he's going to say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's 50% off because you're going to be packed out again. But what that has done for our hospitality industry has been superb. But come on, like Gaz has said, we've all gone through it. You've done your isolation. We've all done the quarantine. We've all done the lockdown bit. We're all back into normality in some format, but let's just keep it nice and serious. Tonight, Gary, as I finish off, I'd like to dedicate tonight to the BBA for coming up with the idea of Barbers Arms in our 90th episode, and for having the perseverance of the last 6 weeks in the negotiation of my company that I work for, which is the biggest clipper corporation in the world, 101 years to be associated as a talk show host with you on Barbers Arms, which is what we are now. I know there are other companies being involved, and I said to Trevor, I was quite twitchy as being an anchor for one of them other companies to come in and sponsor us. So I was so delighted when we got over the line and the contract was signed with Wahl. So tonight's show for me, BBA and Wahl Clipper Corporation, who are now our official sponsors. That's tonight. My show's dedicated to you guys. So thank you. Over to you, Gary, for the final word.
Thank you very much. Well, I couldn't be happier. I mean, from a BBA point of view, it's a milestone in our history as well. To be associated with such a prestigious company, unbelievable, fantastic. couldn't think of anybody I'd like to work with any more than you. We had a great night last week. It was after 16, 17 weeks, you know, in isolation, talking in my kitchen, to get out there and see you and Joff and everybody else. It was a breath of fresh air, but quite stressful as well, I would say, by setting up. But today we got it over the line. Wahl, fantastic worldwide company, brilliant, mate. Love you to death as usual. All our viewers, thank you very much for sticking with us. And through lockdown, we're now out of lockdown. We're hopefully every week that we do, we're heading in the right direction. So love you all, especially all our international viewers. Have a great week. See you later.
God bless you all. Have a nice weekend. And don't forget to sign up for the 6th and the 20th of September for our education, guys. But from me and Gaz, adios, amigos.
Bye-bye.